aren't always what they seem.
It's become so ugly. We're not so very different, you and I. We're both looking for the weaknesses in one another.
Hi. Chocolate Review, we're back.
It's been a while.
We had a hiatus.
Yes.
And we're back now.
Life changes.
It does. So, we've been gone for a minute, but we just got back from watching Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, and interviewing the stars from the movie, Gary Oldman and Mark Strong.
And also the writer and director of the film. And here's a little bit of what we got from that interview.
It's not only a good script, but it's also supported by the book. A script is like your emotional, it's like your map of the world. And often, with bad writing, you're being asked to sort of make jumps and leaps. There's no, lines don't flow. There's inconsistency in it, and you're making it work.
It seemed like Jim had seen himself in that young boy, but then later on he kind of pushed him away. What was the reason behind that?
Well, what's brilliant about Thomas is I think every moment and there's always a kind of dual aspect to it. Nothing is ever straightforward, and there's a couple of things going on, I think, with his relationship with the boy. I think he sees in him another loner, another potential outsider. And he pushes him away because he doesn't want him to follow the same path that he's been on.
Ekami, what did you think of the movie?
I thought the movie was, well, the movie was solid. It's a good movie. If you're looking for a James Bond type of flavor, you can be disappointed because it's more of it's an intellectual type of drama, thriller.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, it's not your typical action film like the Americans are used to. When it comes to espionage or spy films, we have like the drama, not the drama, but the action and the fighting and the killing and the quick shots. It's definitely not that. So do not go into the theater expecting that. That being said, though, it was a well thought out spy film, and I call it the British Departed.
Yes, it had a lot of depth. The movie had a lot of depth to it. So
the thinking man's
Departed. If you like to swim on a shallow end when it comes to movies, this is not the movie for you.
No, it's not.
It's a complicated,
very complicated
story. It just speaks about just eternal questions, eternal truths that we all deal with as human beings.
Right.
Very, very good movie.
Definitely.
It's just that if you do like to swim on the shallow end, then you're going to be disappointed because you're going to think it's one note, but it really isn't. It has a lot of different layers.
Yeah, layers.
And Thomas Alfredson, the director, made it a point to pull out the emotions behind the character.
Yeah.
I mean, just simply from even just the character George Smiley cleaning his glasses says so much about who he is. And
to touch on that, like. Yeah. That's what I love so much about this movie is that there's so much that's said in a subtle way that you would think would be boring, but it scares you. For instance, like she mentioned, there would be scenes where it would just be a close-up of his face or his torso, and he would cross his legs or shift in his seat just like that, and you would be terrified. He was so intense with his subtle actions that it scared you, and I thought that was brilliant.
Without having to overact, without having to say too much, without having to
be super Americanized.
Perform. It really was like, it just seemed like they really were not performing.
Yeah.
The cast was solid.
Yeah.
Solid. Everybody held their weight. Gary Oldman, of course. He was the front runner.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think he's going to get an Oscar for his role. And
a nomination.
At least, definitely a nomination. There's no question about nomination. But because this is so unlike him, like if you're familiar with Gary Oldman's career, he's always, not always, but mostly plays like a very animated, spastic, crazy type of spunky guy. And this is the complete opposite. He doesn't move fast, talk much, move much. He's very subtle, but he's such a very, like I said, like a very intense character. And I think it takes a very good actor to do that. I thought he did a great job. And to see him and meet him in person, he's such a really awesome guy. He's attractive.
Yeah, he was a nice
guy. He could have a crush on Gary Oldman. I didn't know he was
Look out!
Mark Strong.
Yep, Mark Strong was
Mark Strong was really good. And
you know him from Sherlock Holmes, Kick-Ass.
He's usually the villain in movies.
The characters in the movie had to be very methodical, which makes sense because they were CIA, operatives, so that makes sense. Yeah. So it was a total shift for both of them. Yeah. I shouldn't say just both of them, but probably the whole ensemble. So it was a solid movie, very good. Definitely. We give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 stars. Solid. Again, if you're going into the theater looking for a spy espionage action
movie that's gonna raise your blood pressure,
it's not gonna do that. You're gonna be sitting in your seat and you're gonna be thinking and listening from the beginning to the end. You're not gonna have any time to catch your breath and wait for the next action scene. No, and also be prepared to keep up with names, because in this film you have the people's names, like the actual people's names, and you also have their code names. And then on top of that, you have another set of code names that John Hurt character gives to them, which is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. So it's a lot to keep up with. So you have to bring your brain.
Even the name of the actual British espionage CIA.
The circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah. I mean, and when the characters talk, they don't give you time to be like, who's that? Who's that? Like, they have conversations, and Tinker said this, that, and that, and Chris did this, and you're like, who's Chris? Is that? You have to connect with that really fast. So.
And if you're sleepy going into this movie,
right,
you're gonna fall asleep.
You're gonna fall asleep. Do not go in sleepy. Yeah.
Trying to help you out.
We went to a screening filled with professionals in the industry, and there was a man who sat next to me.
And you fell asleep.
He was out cold. So yeah, go in there with some coffee.
We give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Check it out if that's your type of movie.
Yes.
I think you'll really be impressed by the performances and the story itself.
And on another note, Mark Strong said that he loves my blazer.
He did.
Anyways, we're glad that we're back.
We're back. Look out for our next review, which should be Pariah. And we're going to bring you guys more interviews from the actors and the director. And we're excited to be back. Sorry we left you alone for so long.
Yes, sorry. So leave us your comments, and don't forget to share our YouTube channel and our website and our Facebook page.
Oh yes, and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy comes out this Friday. So check that out. December 9th. So check that out when it comes out.
Tell a friend.
Tell all your friends.
Peace.
Bye. The Chocolate Review gives Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy 4 out of 5 stars for the following reasons.
Brilliant writing.
Gary Oldman's Oscar-worthy performance. Excellent directing and cinematography. A solid performance from an all-star cast.